Alright, you bastards, this is Some-Belgian-prepper, and today we're going to talk about a certain improvised and also professional observation tools that you can use to watch from behind corners or from around on cover to see if a situation is safe, and we will talk about that within a minute. But before we do that, if you're interested in detective stories, I did the first part of an 11-part series that I wrote called Bloody Crosses. It's in Dutch. If you're interested, the info and the link will be down in the description. So, observation tools. I recently made a video about the importance of drones and what are the benefits or the disadvantages of drones for preppers. And a viewer gave me an idea to about other means of observation that you can use. So you can use a drone to observe, to do some observation about the area during a bug out, during a bug in, to see if things are safe. But what if you don't have a drone? What if you have to improvise certain tools to do that? So imagine if you're on a this could be mostly applied during war situations or situations where it's not safe. Like for examples, if you're in a bug in and somebody comes knocking at your door or something else, or at your garden door, whatever it is, that you're behind the door, but you do not know who is behind the other one's door unless you show your face through the crack of the door, looking through a window and exposing yourself, or looking through a keyhole and the other person knows there you're there, and then bam, shotgun in the face. Well, there are certain ways you can look from that, and we will talk about that in a minute. There are other scenarios where this could be useful. Imagine like during a war, you want to know if there is combat going on in the city. You do not want to go across a corner of a block and to see that there is a tank with a platoon waiting over there and you get exposed. So you do not want that. So you can first look around the corner and you can see it's safe. Go. The same thing go from going to room where if there is some combat area going on. The same thing goes for booby traps. If you want to go into a building, into a room, and you're not sure if there are booby traps, you can use these next items to see if there are tripwires or if there is an ambush, a soldier hiding. So yeah, those are things that you can do. So enough talking about that. We will talk about those things. First of all, like during a bug out, if you can get shot from somewhere, and you want to see where the shooter is, but you have no idea where he's exactly at, looking for cover, and you do not want to poke your head and get an extra air hole into your head. So what you can do is, that is one of those options. That is one of those tactical mirrors that you can put on the barrel of any rifle. That is just something loose that with some cloth, how do you say it, elastic that you put around. You can put it around any rifle. As you can see, it will not get in the way of the sights. And what you do is, because I use this a lot on the airsoft, if you go around the corner or into a building and you want to know if there is an enemy soldier around the corner or inside of a building, you just poke. What you also must do is, don't poke at eyesight, because most people look at eyesight, at eye height. So go as low as possible, so it will be less noticeable for the person in the other room or around the corner. And what you actually do is, you just look with the mirror, and now I can see actually the cell phone I'm recording this with. So yeah, this could be a tactical advantage. I know it's very low tech. It's not like that Israeli machine gun with a camera on the barrel and the screen on the stock that you can fold the rifle around the corner. So this is something that anyone can improvise himself on the way, and looking around corners and still have an arm ready to react if there is danger or they're coming to rush around the corner. So yeah. So that is just to put between, because I forgot to put this in the original video. As you can see, I taped the camera beneath the barrel of the rifle, and I just can hang it with the wires around the parts of the scope, and that way you can look it with it around corners, and you can just flip the, how do you say this, the screen any way that you want to, how you want to look around the corner to see if you want to hit something. So that way I can just do it like this, and I can see around the corner without exposing myself what I'm about to shoot. So yeah, that is actually an improvised way of that Israeli rifle that I'm talking about. But you can use just a tool that you use for plumbing, put it on a rifle with just some tape, and that way you can make an improvised look around the corner scope for a rifle. So yeah, I think this is actually kind of a neat thing that you can just improvise. It doesn't have to be that sophisticated and tactical. Just improvise like this and just put beneath the barrel. It will not be that accurate over long distances, but inside of a building, in a room, yeah, that could be very handy with any type of rifle. That's something that I've tested myself, and it works in during airsoft in combat situations very well. Uh, Another thing that you can do, and that is because I don't have a front door, I have a garden door where everybody needs to ring, and the problem could be if there's somebody else at the door, I cannot see who it is without exposing myself. So if anybody knows what this is some this is a screen with a wire, and on the end is a camera. It's like an endoscope. So what you can do is, I will put it on now. This has a lot of reach. So if somebody is coming knocking at the door, even if you have a window, you can poke this around. You can do the lights, take the lights off. Oh, yeah. You can poke this around the window, and you can see on the screen from who is there, or you can do it from cover because this can be folded in any way that you want. So I can put this over a wall, over sandbags, over a trench, and I can just like the periscope of a submarine look around the area, and I can see very clearly everything that is happening around this thing. So yeah, this could be a very handy. The only downside is it uses batteries, but during a bug out or a bug in scenario, it can save you from many things if you do not want to expose yourself. And the same thing goes from if you want to go into a room with booby traps. Like you can see, it has a light, so even in dark areas, because it's also designed to go into pipes to check them or chimneys. That way you can check for booby traps, tripwires, ambushes, grenades, or again improvised explosive devices. So that's also something that you can do with this. Take this off right now. Or if you want to do an improvised endoscope during the apocalypse, so that's also a handy thing. And perhaps I have not really tested this, but if you can put this on top, you can if you can attach this to your rifle and tape it to the end of the barrel in a way, you can actually use it like that Israeli rifle that I talked about with the camera on top of it to shoot around corners without exposing yourself, and shooting the actual person that is around the corner with some degree of accuracy. So yeah, this is a good little trinket that you can use for that. So now we are going to more improvised ways. So in my video about survival knives, I talked about what the advantages are of a knife that is chromed and a knife that is blackened. So blackened knife is handy for if you want to be more stealthy, if you do not want to reflect the knife when using it, that nobody can see it from far away. But the other way can go also if your survival knife is chromed. Yeah, I don't have a survival knife that is chromed, so I just put some orange tape around it to not to find it if I lose it. So a chromed knife, if it's polished enough, you can look around corners with it. We all seen that movie from Mel Gibson, how it's called, Science, with the aliens. He put a knife beneath the door to take a look at the aliens. And the same thing you can do with a chrome survival knife, or just if you have a kitchen knife in a place where you think you can get ambushed. If you go into a building and you are afraid that Uncle Joe Billy Bob Joe, Danny Frank is waiting with a shotgun behind the door to shoot any looter. So you can just poke this as low as possible and look around the corner or around the door inside of a room. So that's another way you can use it, but your knife has to be polished very well. Of course, like with those, if you have a pocket mirror or a small mirror or a survival tool like this, you can just take a peek like this with how do you say this, with a mirror, and just take a quick peek, close it, and it has other survival uses, like if you have a wound on your back and you want to inspect it, you can do it like this. So yeah, mirrors could be are more handier than you would think in survival situations. So another thing is a spoon. I always have a rule when I'm playing poker, and that is, do not trust a poker player that drinks tea, because what the thing is, when they play poker and they drink tea at the table, they usually have a very, very clean spoon, and that's for the reason that if you put a spoon, if you have a spoon on the table and you poker and somebody else take a card from the deck, you can see in the reflection in a quick glimpse the what kind of a card they're drawing. So never trust a poker player who is drinking tea. Only trust them when they're drinking whiskey, because then they get more intoxicated quicker. So yeah, the same thing you can do in survival situations. If you have a spoon that is well polished, use it to look around the corner. And another benefit about this, in contrary to a flat mirror, is if you have a flat mirror, if you perhaps can see, you will have, if you look directly at the thing that you want to look, you see a reflection, and the person could be more visible for. So the benefit about a round mirror is, and the same thing goes for with a rifle mirror, it's rounded, is it will not reflect light as easier. So if you can see, if I look around, there is far less reflection that will be noticeable for a potential enemy or aggressor around the corner or in the other room, that you will see, oh, I see something flashing, I will inspect that. So yeah, if you will probably see the difference between a round mirror and a flat mirror. So that's something that you can do. Same thing, and the same thing goes for other tools. If you want to improvise, if you do not have a mirror, just a very well polished mug like this could also be used to see. It's not that well as the other mirrors that I talked about, but you can see if there is something in the room. So yeah, the same thing goes for every reflecting object. So imagine if you find a piece of mirror glass, you can attach it perhaps to a pole if you have one of these retractable sticks. If it's something made of polished metal, you can put a piece on the magnet and just look around the corner, just the same way as with a rifle. Or if you have found, like I said, a piece of mirror glass, tape it on the back, and you can just pull it out and look around the corners. So those are all things that you can do to inspect certain places. And another benefit of it is, if you want to cross through a room or a bridge and you are not sure that certain parts are like the load barrier places of where they connect, if they are rigged, booby trapped, or if they are broken by an earthquake, you can take something like this and look beneath it and see if they are still in order, so you can safely pass with yourself by foot or by car if you want to take that risk. Those are all just potential ideas for reconnaissance in an improvised way. So I would say, be safe. Thank you for watching. If you have any other idea for this kind of improvised reconnaissance tools, let me know. I'm always eager to learn. And if you like this video, like it, and then subscribe, all that good shit. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Cheers.